how a species can have a peaceful coexistence of different type of viruses in a living body.
When we uh, study the genomic composition of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, it is similar like hepatitis C virus.
A patient lying in deathbed is a dead end for the virus.
But that specific mutations were not predicted by even computer simulations also. So again, the what that claim it has lab grown virus or it is specifically designed, it gets vanished here.
What is your definition of divine energy?
Everything which is vibrating, it has the consciousness.
Just an arrangement of atoms creates differentiation in between them.
No, literally we ate in the Parle-G biscuits and we
Salads.
When I came onto the road, now the world is inside their homes.
Okay, what do you think about mortality?
In what
As
sense?
mortal beings like us.
Yes, we will die, no doubt.
Hello, sir. Welcome
Hi.
back to the podcast. In earlier podcast, we had a discussion regarding your PhD thesis topic, and that was on hepatitis C virus replication. Today, we are here to have a conversation. You work as a frontline worker during the COVID-19 period as a COVID warrior. So, to start the conversation, let's begin with the history of coronavirus.
Okay. So it was 2019 November. We started hearing news about the outbreak in China, but no one was sure it was like COVID. So first it was like pneumonia like symptoms were there in the patients, and we started hearing news, but it was from the scientific community and not from the news channels or other channels. And it was like that. There is in South China there is a place, Wuhan. So Wuhan has a sea market where generally people they buy meat, and from there outbreak started. Almost 41 patients were there which had died in the first outbreak.
C market means what?
Sea market in the sense the market where all kind of meat will be given, including pangolins or other civets. And so we started getting news from there, from South China, and um, but interestingly, outbreak wasn't from there. So the zero patient we call, when epidemiologists try to go back to find out the actual cause or actual patient, uh, it was not from the fish market or sea market, but somehow that patient came to the market and their outbreak started. From there it started spreading throughout the world. And in the beginning, China also took time to give the news from their side. So almost it was January 2020, and they declared it is like kind of pandemic situations. Before that, they tried to lock down the cities, but they didn't. They couldn't control that. So they declared it as a pandemic situation. Then WHO also declared it as a pandemic situation. So basically, it is a coronavirus. It is the virus is from the coronavirus family, and it has given name SARS-2 because in 2003 one SARS was there.
What SARS stands for?
That is severe acute respiratory syndrome. So in 2003 also the outbreak from the China only, and it was like uh, doctor was the patient at that time. So in 2003, doctor first get infected from the patient, and he went to the Hong Kong, and from the Hong Kong that outbreak spread in the uh, other countries. So that was also kind of pandemic. Around 8,000 cases were there, and death almost 1,000 to 2,000 were there. So after 2003, in 2012, one more outbreak came. It is also from the same coronavirus family. It is called as MERS virus. So it is Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, and both the SARS-1 and the MERS both were from the bats only, but there is the intermediate host in case of MERS. So from the camels, it started spreading in the humans, and it also has almost 40% fatality rate, but it couldn't spread that much as compared to the SARS-CoV-2. And this SARS-CoV-2 was the third virus from the same coronavirus family, and so in 2020, the WHO also declared it is the pandemic situation. And one more thing is like when we uh, study the genomic composition of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, it is similar like hepatitis C virus. So maximum region was covered by the ORF1. Almost 70% or 80% region was covered by the ORF1 open reading frame 1, and the later on was the ORF kind of related to the structural proteins, where spike protein comes, where capsid proteins are there, nucleocapsid proteins are there, membrane proteins were there, and the maximum region which was covered was non-structural proteins. So they are again they are helping the virus for the replication, but they don't have any role in uh, what uh, actually in structural compositions. Okay, so within that ORM one frame, there is the again RDRP comes, again proteases come. It is similar like they behave similar like hepatitis E virus what we had discussed last time. So they also have the deubiquitination or de-escalation activity. So generally they help in setting up the uh, replication inside the cell, and it starts with the infection, means it requires the ACE2 receptors. So angiotensin converting enzyme 2, ACE2, and that is what last time we had discussed about, that there is a furin cleavage which wasn't before in the bats.
In
So
the bats or corona family?
first time that SARS COVID-2 virus, it has sequenced inside the bats before around 2014. So from the 2014, it might have shifted towards the other hosts, and when it came into the humans, it already has that specific mutations at the fusion protein level or spike protein level, which contributed in the infection to the humans. So that wasn't in the bats. So almost 96% coronavirus is similar to the bats only, and 4% mutations that created.
And where does this mutation occur? During transition phase or
Yes, yes,
in certain type of animals?
during the transition phase. And why? Because later on scientists sequenced the pangolins virus. So that virus showed the same mutations which humans had. So basically, it might have come from the pangolins only, and in between there might be other intermediate hosts, and how much time it has taken to come into the penguins we don't know actually, but it has the infection to the cats. It has
Pangolins.
SARS-CoV-2.
It
So
was in pangolins, the mutation that occurred
that occurred in, it was in the
in the
pangolins,
pangolins, and then it came to us.
then it came to us, but in between there might be chances, because later on we came to know that it infects the cats also, it infects the tigers, ferrets, civets. So
So all other species other than the pangolins had that furin cleavage, or
no,
that was
no,
the specificity in the pangolins?
that was specifically to the pangolins only.
Okay.
So they use pangolins in their traditional medicines, and they might have brought from somewhere else, like Indonesia or other forest areas. So they use pangolins as tradition in their traditional medicines. So it might have uh, come from the pangolins to the humans, but uh, so this was the first time uh, human body was experiencing experiencing this kind of what we can say infections.
So you're talking about the strategy that virus, that version of virus played in human body was unique.
Yes, it was
That
unique
furin cleavage.
cleavage. And interestingly, later on also the scientists try to find out whether it shows in computer simulations, or they try to predict using computers, but that specific mutations were not predicted by even computer simulations also. So again, the what that claim it has lab grown virus, or it is specifically designed, it gets vanished here. And yes, but the severity was tremendous. Means when that 41 patients died, their lungs were severely damaged, and their sacs were filled with fluids, and lesions were there in their lungs. And that is what that's this SARS-2 makes a unique virus for the spreading, because within 2 months or within 3 months, almost in 110 countries it was there. Means 110 countries it spread. No doubt, uh, from the human side also we are responsible for that spread, because we have the air transport, so we can go anywhere within hours to any corner of the globe. So that is also the reason that made to spread the virus throughout the globe. And okay, so uh, almost in 2012 February March we started lockdown in, I think in India it was March April period where first lockdown was there. So when it came to the India first, I think patient was from Kerala or Bangalore somewhere. So it was came from the outside, means it was not in the patient was not from the India. So then NIV started working on the this diagnostic.
So that time you were working in the NIV?
Yes, I was working on my PhD topic, but that and as a PhD scholar or a student of the virology, so always I have listened the stories of outbreaks, pandemics, and somehow I had dream, like generally people try to uh, they have the dream to work in Europe or the America, but specifically I was dreaming about working in the African countries, because most of the means throughout the year there will be the outbreaks of any kind,
In
but
Africa.
Africa also, and but Africa is the prominent or
And why is
more
it so?
the people they generally zoonotic diseases are more in Africa and China,
Is
because
it because they are more connected with the nature or animals,
they no
or they are
not
having more exposure as compared to us?
not directly, they are more connected to the nature. They eat raw bush meats, means they kill the, even they kill the chimps, they kill the gorilla and they eat raw, means they don't even cook also. So anything what is in the jungle they try to eat. So there are the zoonotic diseases more uh, in African countries as compared to the other countries. And also when you might have heard Ebola outbreak, that is also very fatal disease or a very fatal virus. It comes from the negative strand viruses, so negative sense virus. But this coronavirus family, they are positive sense RNA viruses, similar like hepatitis E viruses, E virus. And so always I dreamed about working in the African countries. So working for the pandemic or working in the NIV squad also was my dream. So voluntarily I went there, and I asked for them. I wanted to work in the NIV squad for, so they allowed me to work. So I
What NIV was doing that time?
NIV was doing diagnostic, because what happens generally, airborne facility is not available everywhere. So specifically to test or to handle this kind of viruses, you need special kind of laboratories like BSL2, BSL3, or BSL4 kind of facility. So NIV started working on the diagnostic of the uh, COVID, and throughout the
Means testing.
testing, and samples from all over the India were coming there. So we
At
were
NIV.
at NIV. So simultaneously, uh, NIV was guiding to the other, you can say, labs or giving training. Also, NIV was testing, and when it it become more complicated for the NIV, then NIV declared that, means you can handle if you have the NABL accreditation, or if you have the
Okay, so
NABL setup.
before going for the lab preparation and all other things regarding the RT-PCR testing, let's have conversation regarding the bats. Again, bat comes under category of mammals. We are also in the same category. And infection is transferred from one mammal community to the another mammal community. How a species can have a peaceful coexistence of different type of viruses in a living body? So can we have a conversation regarding that? Means it's like having a blessing kind of thing, that you are able to handle so many viruses in your body. And again, bats are like those entities in the mammal case, they live in the aggregation. I don't know why they live in the aggregation, why their communities select their groups and create a kind of surrounding where they are together and having a group. They prefer to be in the group. So is it because of viral load they are having and they're distributing among them and maintaining the equilibrium kind of thing? So I would like to know from you that how you look up to bats in natural environment.
Yes, bats are always reservoirs, and
Reservoir?
reservoir for the viruses,
Okay. So for
because
the viruses, they are the best reservoirs.
yes, yes, and generally multiple viruses live inside the bats, but they don't infect the bats. And the reason behind it might be uh, they have the specific kind of innate immunity system and intrinsic immune
Do
system
you think it is a blessing?
for them.
Means who has created us has given certain properties. Their immune system is so strong. Even holding a different types of viruses, it is like you are having a different property,
Yes, somehow they during the
and even
evolution.
not getting infected by them and having no any era where their community has wiped out completely or has gone somewhere or not existing. Still, they are having some kind of differentiation in them also.
Yes. So generally, what happens? They don't, means they are not depend upon adaptive immune system like B cells and T cells. They're more dependent upon the innate intrinsic immune systems. Means they have the kind of uh, more, like suppose, what we can say, they have cope up with the viruses that you can live, but you don't infect us. Why? Because it is the body response is actually what we generally face the complications, like fever is the actual body response, and it is not the kind of due to viruses, or the cytopathic effects are caused actually by the our own immune system and not due to the viruses. So the bats have learned to cope up with the viruses. So generally they are ready in flight fight mode, means they are ready to fight, but simultaneously they have maintained balance with the viruses. So again, last time I said, like, it is a quantum computing, like 0 and 1 simultaneously. A little bit of equilibrium can affect one either side of the uh, what you can say, either side. So they have strong cytosolic, means like suppose helicases are there, or cytokines are there, interleukins are there. So they are maintaining them, they are controlling the viruses up to certain limit. They are not letting them to infect. But one more behavioral changes we have seen in
Is
the
that a reason they prefer to be in the aggregation?
uh, they have evolved like that only, because one more reason might be they don't they are the nocturnals, so they depend upon the sonar systems. They don't have direct, like us, they don't have the eyes. So that might be the aggregation, or the group might be giving them a kind of safer or security vibes. So that might be the reason they have chosen to live in the groups. But again, when virus infect, they try to find out similar kind of surroundings what they have in the bats, and that is the reason where they try to dominate the R system, or R inside the cell. We also have the cytosolic sensor, like DNA sensors and RNA sensors, or interferon stimulating genes are there. So they are, might be the reason they are trying to find out the similar kind of atmosphere, but they didn't get inside the cells, and our immune system gets activated, and it's starting the showing the innate immune response or the antiviral responses, and here the actual chaos starts. And then cytopathic effects will start, cytosolic storm will come, and it will and after certain limits, our body couldn't recognize which is self and which is non-self. So the lungs, or the fluids inside the lungs, or lesions in the lungs, are not actually due to the viruses. It is because of our own immune system, which attacks on our own body cells, and that is the reason lesions or the sacs get damaged inside the lungs, and
And when does it happen?
when the severe infection occurs,
So is it a kind of overreaction?
overreactions, but it is due to the cytosolic storms. And it is very common in case
So
of
is it a
sorry.
kind of thing where means I would like to know from your side. Do you want to say that, like with bats, virus also wants a coexistence, peaceful coexistence with us also?
Yes, yes, yes. And they try to find out similar situation. When they do not get, the R system gets activated, and then what battle starts. But there are we also have seen during the pandemic, there are the people uh, which even they have the mild infections, so their immune system is not opposing that much, so they have the mild infections also, and even without realizing, they are getting what cured also, means self cure, means percentage of self curation is also there in the in case of COVID viruses. And severity was not that much as in India, as compared to the other countries, like uh, European countries and American countries. And one more interesting thing was there, the vaccines which we have before the COVID, or during our childhood, like BCG vaccine for the tuberculosis, or measles, mumps, MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, and rubella, and smallpox vaccines. So there are the reports. Those vaccines which were we had taken in our childhood, they are also giving us kind of uh, what we can say, means they are supporting us in for the fighting with the viruses, and so there are the reports which say like if you have the already vaccinated, in even though in other cases it is giving you protection against this virus also.
Okay.
Okay, then I started working in the NIV for
Okay, wait.
uh,
So there is one line in a book called Viral. It is written by Alina Chan and Matt Ridley, and it connects with you what you are saying. A patient lying in deathbed is a dead end for the virus.
yes, yes, yes,
So how is your take on this
yes.
concept that what virus wants to do with us and what we want to do with virus?
So they don't want to kill us, or they don't want to kill the host. They wanted to live peacefully, but it is not possible, though even they don't want to live.
See, our scientific discoveries are going ahead. We are having different technologies and we are advancing ourselves. So again, civilization is also going along with it in parallel. So do you think, I don't know what I would love to know your take on this. Both are strategizing each other, like human body is giving reaction, as you mentioned that overreaction is there, means it means the immune system is so active that it did not want anything among with them or with them. So even though it is in the fluid system or anything anywhere else, immune system will attack and will try to get it out. And similar way, virus is also doing same thing for a long period. It is existing with us, coexistence is there, and it is getting information from it that how to tackle the human body, and both are happening in the similar way. Again, rate of evolution is quite different. Okay, so my question is that if you make advancement in upcoming years, if you make different types of vaccine and all other things, maybe we will create something that we do not know at this moment. Much be much more than the vaccines. Do you think in that point also virals will make a certain type of strategy that we will be like in a shock moment that how virus can do this again?
Yes, yes, they will, because they
They will overcome us.
they will, and always they will, because they have the simple genomic structure, so they can change anywhere, any way they want to. And as we are the complex body system, that mutations will not occur easily to us. So again, I would like to mention this, that angiotensin converting enzyme, that receptor is there. So since thousands of years it hasn't changed, so it is there only, so it
In
hasn't
during the COVID
not
version of coronavirus.
no that mutation created us to get infected, but that AC2 receptor has not changed since thousands of years. So though they knew where to attack.
So to choose angiotensin to make certain mutation was the best strategy they have made until
Yes,
this time.
yes, yes. I
Till
as
this time.
I always consider them as a living being, or I always consider them they have the consciousness.
Okay, I have one more question regarding this. See, we do discoveries and all other things based on our thoughts. We do not know from where thoughts come, and still we are searching and we are making combination of science and spirituality and some other concepts. Still, we do not know about from what is the source of thoughts. And again, we are having number of thoughts. We even can't count the thoughts that we are receiving.
Yes,
From it is receiving that we do not know. We always have an empty space while having thought process. That what that space stands for, we do not know. Now our body also depends on the thoughts. Our body reacts also based on the thought process. There is healing process also that we can have based on the thought process. If we optimize our thought process, we can have an impact on our body also. So somewhere our cells are also having memory and also connected with the thought process. Again, we are having multicellular system. Is there different organs are there? Different organs having different functions. Different organs having different infections also, and according to that, strategies are made. Our body makes the strategies. Again, it is a war between the multicellular organism and the unicellular organism.
Yes.
A unicellular organism having inert atmosphere, that is, it is only considered as a living being when it infects, other it is a non-living entity. So a non-living entity having potential to infect a multicellular organism. Okay, so where is the thought? Means a multicellular system having thought process, and a unicellular system we do not know whether they have thought or not, but still having a strategy which is far ahead of our thought process. So how do you connect with that? Means virus, do they have soul system or do they have thought process? How do they do it?
uh, See, they have the information storage in their genomes, so always they have that informations, and how to convert them it into the actual processing, they also know it. That is what last time also I said, it is the simple living high thinking kind of creature or creation. So within the genome, or within the, suppose in case of, yeah, SARS-CoV is a kind of a very big virus as compared to the other RNA viruses. It is 30 kb or 32 kb in genome size, but
But
uh,
sir, as you mentioned that angiotensin hasn't been mutated for a long period, but during 2019 in the pangolin case, it was mutated.
yeah. And
Who
no,
made them to take that chance of making that mutation? Is there any thought process? What was there? Means information. If see, I have many unresolved questions in my mind till date. One of them it is, when we talk about, see, when I think about who is having destiny in their life, I think about proteins. Proteins are destined. They have destiny. They have something that they want to do in their life. Okay, they are having certain message. From where it come? It from RNA. To RNA, DNA. What DNA is made of? Carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus. What it is composed of? Again, electrons, protons, neutrons. Again, what protons and neutrons made of? Quarks. In the end, string theory, that which hasn't proved it. So again, if you consider string theory, a vibrating string in a space, again space is there. I don't know what space does there, but vibrating string is vibrating in that space. So if you talk about the information which has been stored in the DNA, it is stored in the empty space,
yes,
and that space, even that vibrating string, even the quarks, what they do, don't know. If I say virus is having information in the DNA, in their DNA or RNA, or human body is having information in the DNA or RNA, again they are made up of atoms. Where is that information?
yes. See, um, means we have evolved from the non-livings, like we have evolved from the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen only, but every time that consciousness has given us the chance to evolve.
Okay, now let's talk about consciousness. From where it comes?
It comes, see, this is my own theory, or you can say my own assumption.
I was on to thought process.
Yes,
Now
yes,
we are going for consciousness.
yes. So how the consciousness works, according to me, everything which is vibrating, it has the consciousness in one sense.
Everything which is vibrating means living beings.
No, 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 I am speaking about
Even non-living
quantum.
things are also there.
Quantum level, I'm speaking, which is vibrating, atom,
Can I connect it with vibrating string?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. So for me, as much as, means this is my own theories, so everything which is vibrating, it has the consciousness, and that consciousness will be of the two types. See, I'm a very subatomic particle, I'm vibrating, I have the consciousness, but responding to the surrounding is the a bit of evolution to this consciousness which is vibrating. Okay, so at the subatomic particle level, what I am doing, I'm trying to find similar kinds of me to join with them. So I have the consciousness also, I'm trying to respond to the surrounding. Okay, so I try to find out the other subatomic particles, and I started interacting with them. So the chemical reaction started. So every time trying to find out the in the surrounding is not possible. So what I am doing now, I don't want to find out the where anywhere is surrounding is anywhere there in surrounding to get close with it or to share my electrons or share my valency and attain that equilibrium. Now what I will do, I will try to find out my own. So I will try to replicate myself by taking the surrounding things, but basic things. So what if you keep the ATGC randomly, they will try to connect with each other. So why the light means in the scientific community, why we say the light might have originated inside the sea, but at the vent levels. So at the vent levels, there are the what you can say rocks, porous structured rocks, where hydrogen means how our cell maintain the pH surrounding the around the membrane, that pH maintaining is there inside the rocks. Okay, so it is kind of the older version of cell membrane. So pH difference is coming there, and also that porous structure I am exactly not remembering, but it is calcium carbonate or something kind of rock is there. So if you put the nucleotides on it, they will try to connect with each other, and they will try to find any kind of sequence, or they try to find again, they will try to like what we can say chemical reactions, they will try to find out the equilibrium, they will try to find out the fulfill their valency in their outermost shell. So similarly, when you put the ATGC uh, or you throw them, they will try to find out kind of similar structure. So they have that information. So where to attach,
So
where
that is my question, that who is responsible for that information?
that
So much
consciousness,
information right now we are having.
that
So
is
many individuals
that
are
is the
there.
consciousness. Why? See, also we are how we are mistaking. Almost we have as a human we
But
can
can you tell us the source of consciousness?
again from it might have come from the subatomic particles. It is vibrating and it is trying to find out like widgets like, so similar kind of things they are trying to find out from the surrounding. And when you if you are believer of the cosmology, or if you are believer
You
of
tell
the
me whether you believe in divine energy or not.
not exactly what humans believe as a god.
What is your definition of divine energy?
My definition of divine energy is again at the quantum level. So that smaller minute quantum consciousness come and it creates the bigger version as a universe or the multiple galaxies. So there are not like humans have thought like
But for
god has
the,
created.
yeah, again consider the physics, that the growth that has been happening. Uh, we end up with the string theory somewhere, having a vibrating string. Still, we do not know how quantum works. So connecting with the quantum at this moment, again I'm having a question, that when a virus infects, do you believe in souls?
Not directly, again I will believe in the consciousness. I will consider soul as a consciousness. Once we die,
Individual consciousness
there is nothing like individual consciousness. We
means
are,
your consciousness is quite different than my consciousness, because
yes,
of we had a different journey.
yes, different journey. And even throughout the experiences, our again our genome has stored some information in there. Means when we compare when we try to find out answer through the genomes, so genomes has stored. So there are again
Again, when I open genome, there is nothing.
there is
There
nothing
are
but
atoms
yes,
having empty spaces.
I,
Again, in the similar way, dark energy existing at this moment, it is passing through our body. It is not reacting with us. But the space that is present between the electrons and the proton and neutron, it is filled with the somewhere it is filled with a space that is we generally right now at this moment we consider as a dark energy or dark space. Still we do not know function of it,
Yes.
but it plays a role.
Yes.
What does it do? It do, I don't know.
Yes.
Anybody at this moment doesn't know anything about it. So when I talk about information storage, I fail to understand the concept, because somewhere when I start opening things, nothing is there
Yes. That is what I.
and there is no end.
Yes.
Means if you open a vibrating state, if it is proved, maybe that person will get Nobel Prize for that. But again, question will arise
Yes.
that why it is vibrating, what the space does there.
Yes.
Again, who who makes it vibrating? It is again question.
Yes. Yes.
What is the reason behind their vibrations?
No doubt.
And how many oscillations it is having. Then again there is a differentiation between the oscillation that you have, oscillation that I have, again in which reaction it is having, so how many oscillation, again that journey will, again quantum will open in a different way, having different terminologies. Again there is complexities of connecting quantum with the reality, that is relativity does not match with the quantum, not with the gravity. So information again have a circular loophole that if I try to understand I will come at the same point.
Yes. I would like to give you the example of the proteins. Once they get denature, now they are not of any use. Okay. So that structure removes, the information goes off. Similarly, when we die, that our cumulative consciousness, it gets broken.
Now you are saying community consciousness. It means that every organ and every cells are having their own
Yes.
consciousness.
Yes. That's why I don't believe in individual consciousness.
Community consciousness.
We have the cumulative consciousness, and we will have the different, as you said, we are the different individuals. So we will have throughout our experiences also that information will get stored in inside us. So I always consider ourselves as not a human being. I always go back up to the genome. I go behind behind the genome or beyond the genome. I stay up to the string theory, but again, after beyond string, I don't know what is there. But somewhere you have to keep the reference point.
Yeah,
Right?
it is a reference point.
Because as much as you go deep, you will somewhere you will some questions will be unanswered always.
Do you have any unresolved questions in your mind
Yeah,
that you haven't resolved it?
I,
Like it is like it disturbs you sometimes and you stuck there and you don't have an answer to it.
yes, but I always
Any question that I would like to know?
there are many questions.
For
Sometimes,
example,
for example, suppose one incident happens with me, I try to find out why, what is the reason why I am at that particular place or in that particular situation. Why?
any situation.
Um,
Means any movement where you stuck and you are like, for example, I will tell you my event so
mm,
that you can connect with it.
mm,
So one of them, it was information, that where information is stored, and whenever I open it, I'm like there is no, it is like no end. It is
yes,
eternity.
yes.
Nothing is there. Open space is there.
Or we don't have that much senses to grasp that information.
As you mentioned, reference point. There are no reference point for that.
Mm.
If I try to understand, no reference point is there,
Mhm.
and no evidence, no strong subject to it. So that based on that I can make assumption. No, I do not have. And those who have made, it is like it has become a theory, but it hasn't proved. So once it is proved, it will that person will have a Nobel Prize for that, sure.
Mm.
And new journey will start,
Yes.
and humans will enter in a new era. So my question is that, for example, whenever I think about thought process, there are numerous thoughts comes in our mind, numerous thought, number of thoughts, and I stuck somewhere that from where they are coming, I don't know. Suddenly it comes and I'm doing things.
Yes.
I have control on major activities of my body,
Mm.
but I don't know what cells are doing. They are
Mm.
not messaging me or WhatsApping me that, see, this is the statistics we have worked on your body, and this is kind of infection we are cured, and now you are okay. 80% is there. We are using devices for that at this moment, that they use a statistical analysis. But a day where cells will give you a statistical analysis, that will be the perfect one.
Yes.
That will be the perfect one. That liver, if it gives statistics of what happening in the liver, that is the best one. But still they work for us for sure, no doubt. They are doing their 100%, giving more than 100%, every organ, every cell. but still I don't know what cells are doing at this moment in my body. They are trying to give their best, but I do not know. They are working for me,
Mm.
but I do not know what they are working. Means I do not know what they are doing for me.
Mm. Mm. Okay, so my unresolved question was actually during my 12th or after my
Was or
12th.
is?
Hmm?
Was or is? Have you
Okay,
solved it?
just now now means during my PhD, I thought like I got the answer. So I wanted to become a doctor, but I wasn't have reached up to this mark if I could have become doctor at that time after my 12th. So sometimes you have to ask the question and leave it. It may give you answer after maybe one year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. It may take time, but it will give you the answer. So what I feel like, uh, as a human being or as a child, when we start getting consciousness, we are more aware about the surroundings rather than our inside. But as we mature, as we go towards our maturity, we try to find out the answer within us. So when we start to find out answer within us, we connect with the energy of the universe. That is very, as I mentioned, like it is a like string theory, or you can say, for me, God or divine energy is very small. So once you reach or that frequency matches with you, it will start giving you the answer in very much dramatic way, because everything I had wished, most of the things I feel like I have fulfilled. And very earlier, means around 4 or 5, I was around 4 or 5 years old. My grandmothers from my father's side, my grandmother and my grandfather, they died. So very early I started thinking about the death, and somehow that that brought me towards the philosophy, towards the finding out the answer and what is the life and other things. So I wasn't I didn't consider myself as a human being. I always consider myself as a universe, as a universal energy or that consciousness. And I started trying to find out the answer. And that's why I feel like very early I got connected with the nature. So from my childhood, I always I had dogs, cats, even chickens in my house. Uh, then cows were there, buffaloes were there. So I grew up in that surroundings. So I always remain connected with the nature. And but during my adolescence, or as I grew around 18, 19, I tried to find out the answer as a human way, and I didn't get those answers. So later on, again, I realized I tried to.
When you say human, means intelligence based.
No, no, as a human, as a appearance and how we behave as a society, as a human.
As similar as animals.
No, no, no. See, society always, I feel like, always have taught us the wrong things.
Society of humans.
Society of humans. So I tried to find out the answer in that way, how the society solves the problem.
And what if society is contaminated?
It is already contaminated. That is what I am saying. So again, I try to find out my origin, and that is what I said in my last podcast also. I try to go back towards the nature, and for me, a less expressive is more stable. That was my thought process. So that's why I, from the
But less expressive, more stable,
huh, means
suffers a lot.
expressive, huh, no doubt, but it also gives you the kind of, it builds a more strong consciousness as compared to the others. When you
But again,
when you go through the suffers now, or when you go through the pain, you actually started realizing or valuing the life as yours as well as the others, in the sense like animals, plants, other things. But no doubt, we have to, for the survival being, we have to kill the animals, or for we have to, means we eat vegetables or other things, but up to certain limits we have to kill them. No doubt, we don't have that option other than humans or animals. But you can decide how much you wanted to damage the nature. Means suppose so I used to eat, suppose I used to eat 4 times non-veg within 1 month. So now I can reduce it up to 2 or once in a month. So that much damage you can control. But 100%, there is nothing like 100% in the universe. So you have to kill the animals, or you have to kill the plants, but you have the choice how to behave, or how to show the maximum damage to the universe or to the nature. And that is the thing, and that is what, again, I will come back to the where we started, like quantum consciousness. When it comes up to the genome size now actually genome is, so it is from, again, it is from non living to the living. When it comes to the genome, now it started storing the information in proper way. So there are the experiments where rats were given electric shocks, and later on, those that group of rats, they sacrifice them, they extract the RNA from their brains, and then same RNA they injected into the other uh, group of rats or mice, and they found out they were experiencing first time shock. Now the second group, it was experienced the electric shock first time, but they were behaving like the dead or sacrificed rats. So information has given, and there are the proofs. The information is given in the form of RNA, and interestingly, it is packaged in the uh, capsid protein of the retroviruses. So retroviruses are helping us in generating and in storing the memories. But no doubt, it is not like what I said. Uh, Means the memory directly will not be, as we, as a conscious, as a human consciousness, it will not be like suppose we have met before, or we are meeting first time. It is not like that. It is in the form of the RNA. Now the RNA will carry on the information, some epigenetic things will happen, and that will give you the consciousness as a language, as a words, or you can say. So energy neither created nor destroyed, but it is getting transformed. Same principle I feel like it is in our mobiles and telephones.
yeah,
Though
it's thermodynamic principle, so it is everywhere.
but energy is transferring. That is what I wanted to say. In one form, here when we are speaking on the suppose mobile, we have that sound energy, right? But again, it is getting converted into the waves, or you can say in the form of, as you said, thermodynamics, or used as uh, you can say in the physical or physics form. But on the other side, again, that physical form of information is again converted into the sound form, and that person is now listening your as the same voice, right? So your sounds are not actually traveling from one place to the another. That energy is, that waves is creating the information, and it is giving on the other side. So similar, I feel like the information is stored in the form of DNA, RNA, and then it will come as a epigenetics or as a protein in your, as a, means, as if in your future generations, I can say, or in your offsprings.
Okay, so whenever I think about the information sharing, I usually do not talk about the information because again, it creates a certain different branch of understanding things. Because when I end up with DNA and RNA, again with RNA, in the end, it is made up of atoms. So I'm like somewhere a space and some energy quanta is there revolving around certain atoms. When we open that, again ends with string theory. So no end for understanding the
Yes, yes,
information.
yes,
There
yes,
is no end.
yes,
And when I talk about information, again humans are having genetic memory, muscle memory is there, immune system having its own memory. But again it is generated once you come in this nature. It is generated, it is built. Immune system builds the memory.
yes,
Muscle memory, it is similar in the way. Genetic memory, it has came from some your parents. So again when I say information, i I have thought process that just an arrangement of atoms creates differentiation in between them.
mm,
For example, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and phosphorus, when they arrange in a way and create a DNA, that becomes storage house
yes,
for
yes,
information.
yes, yes,
That becomes storage of information.
yes,
If there is there is difference in the arrangement, it creates something else,
yes, yes,
and then it is transfer. So I end up having this, but again it creates a sub branches like why who made this rearrangement of atoms?
mm,
Because certain change creating this kind of chaos, then what type of creator
yes.
that individual or maybe group of bodies are? So it does not end. Again it is having unresolved question for me. So let's, do you believe in, I would like to know your perspective on unicellular bodies versus multicellular bodies,
Mm,
which you select or which you believe that this is the system which is good in the nature, because both are living together,
yes,
both are having their own set of life again, and humans are having some more complexity as compared to them. Organ system is there. So which system you like the most,
mm.
unicellular or multicellular?
Say, I always try to study the evolution in my way. So unicellular as a individual cell, it is the best one, because again multicellular has created more complex complications in ours. So uh, but but mm, in unicellular, in multicellulars, there will be the more consciousness as compared to the single cell, because single cell will have that much only the consciousness as they require. So throughout the evolutions, and one more thing, single cells are always necessary to start again from somewhere, because as a multicellular organism or multiplex organism, we will be vanished first. So animals will be the first. If due to some incidences, if nature uh, earth get destroyed, so complex organism will be the first will destroyed. So again we will need the single cell to start with, and that is why feel like single cells are no doubt necessary, but multiplicity has given us more consciousness, because as a human what we are thinking is more beyond our, means it is more, even consciousness is more beyond our thinking, what I feel like. So we are 99.9% are the chimps, but we have the differences due to that particular consciousness, or you can say the epigenetics and other things. So this is the beauty. So as a human, and as a human consciousness, we are blessed, but we are not taking that seriously, because we are again going through what society has or what the generation has taught us. Again, the human or male female related egos, and again the, you can say, physical materials things. No doubt they are necessary, but again we should know where to stop. That is the best thing, so that you will destroy the nature or the niche minimum, and you will survive for the longer period. So for me, I always I took my starting point as a genome. So before genome, as you said, no doubt all you said is correct only, but as you will go deeper, you will, in your mind you will create more chaos. So up to point you have to
I do not
take,
believe it as a chaos, because some
no,
if
no, chaos in the sense what you are
it is very
you are,
well organized structure right now
yes,
we are
yes,
having.
you are becoming restless to find the answers. In that
Not
sense, I,
restless, it's unresolved question for me.
yes, yes,
So I
but you
end
are
up
trying
having certain things, and maybe I'm not having a
that,
reason for that,
or we
but it
don't have,
stucks in my mind whenever I think
uh,
about it. If I, after 5 years, maybe I will have a different answer for it.
mm,
After 10 years, maybe I will have a different, maybe it will not have an answer, but there can be a small explanation for that, for my satisfaction.
yes, yes.
But
So
I believe this nature has its own chronology, has its own
mm,
entropy, well managed structure, well
mm,
organized. Multicellular system is great.
mm.
So unicellular is working along with it, perfect, everything goes well,
But I don't
unless and
believe,
until we do not do anything.
mm. But why I don't believe in the creator or the God? Because if God is there, then there wasn't need of that much uh, vast or broad spectrum.
I
If God
My
is,
definition of God is quite different.
uh,
I'm generally sometimes when I think about, for example, proteins are having message. Okay, for entire life someone is having message to do something, and that is ready to do that. Nothing else is doing, it is not having second thought for that. So I like that, who has made this or who has given message to it. If there is a message, it means that someone has given that message.
mm,
So I feel like someone is there.
mm,
I
mm,
don't know whether it is God, whether it is creator,
mm,
whether it is a group of something else who have created. They are here, they are there, I don't know where they are.
mm.
So I appreciate the work that they have made.
Ha. But again, even if we consider, then God, there wasn't need of, means if God was there, it would have created just solar system, and he would have okay with that.
I think we should not go for that extent, because this creation, it is beyond our understanding.
Yes,
So
yes, but
we are
also
we are
the,
nothing to
again,
talk about God or who has made this. So let's start with your laboratory setup, and I would like to know from the accreditation process that you
mm,
have got for your lab.
mm. Okay. So while working in the NIV on COVID, uh, one company contacted me. So actually I was surprised. Someone from the company is contacting me, and they are asking me to have
Private company?
some private company, and they are asking me to uh, join with them for the lab setups, because NABL people, they don't have uh, their own team to set up the labs or things. So what labs do, they hire some people like me, or people those who know a bit about the NABL or the proper SOPs about the running the labs. And that company offered me what I had said, what I had asked for. And later on I came to know one of the founding member of that company was Navodayan. So just because he had seen my CV, so just because I am Navodayan, he believed in me, and he said to his colleague, just pay him what he is asking for. So then this thing later on I came to know, but at that time I was surprised because the company approached me and they are ready to pay me the amount which I want. So we started setting the labs, and our job was set up the labs, recruit the staff, train them for a while, and just leave from there and take other lab to set up. So during that time, first time I contacted you, it was no doubt telephonic conversation was there, and after 2 3 years I think we met as a one to one. So at that time I called you and I asked for the students from the Shivaji University, those who can work or who are willing to work in COVID.
See, that time you were in Pune, and you called me and you requested me that please suggest me few names who are from either Shivaji University or from Kolhapur. So, there is a specific reason that living in Pune and selecting students from the Kolhapur, and again it is having so much of difference in between the Kolhapur and Pune, and selecting and taking them there, creating a team. So, what was the reason behind that? Because I was so surprised that someone from Pune is selecting students from the Kolhapur.
Yes, so I am a Kolhapurian, and during my MSc, uh, just from the distance, I had seen the PCR, and we never worked on the PCR. So when I joined the first time in NIV, I was surprised. I was surprised. Even there are the -20 rooms who maintain
You
the.
spent your most of work in the NIV. Still, you selected students from the Kolhapur. So, why they means what was your thought process regarding the Kolhapur students?
Yes,
Students from the Kolhapur.
yes. I feel like they should get the platform to start their.
Because of their potency or their loyalty or some kind of property they have as compared to the Pune.
Not exactly, I can say loyalty or the potency, but I believe if they get the proper platform, they will shine. So I thought let's give the chances from the students from the small villages. They will come and they will see and they will flourish with their careers. So specifically I thought to choose, and even at that time there was the lockdown, so I paid to the cabs for that. So there wasn't any public transport wasn't there,
Ah, okay.
so I paid for the cabs or for their travelings, and I brought the students from Shivaji University to the Pune. And the best part is NABL, I feel like it is the best thing happened. uh, it is the positive, one of the positive sides of the COVID, because it is necessary for each and every lab, because they critically review you. They first, suppose I have my, I wanted to do the accreditation. First I have to give them the outline of my lab. So where is fire exist, fire exist is where, so where, from where the samples will come and how your waste material will go outside. You have to give the outlines. Then your each and every instrument should have been either brand new and calibrated, or if it is old, it's okay, but again it should be in it should be calibrated. So they need proper instruments to handle the, or to run the lab. And then after that, what you are recruiting, they have one assessment, that is intra lab. So the same sample will be given to the to the colleagues. Suppose you and me are working in the same lab, so I will handle the same sample and you will also handle the same sample, and we will carry till the end, and we will get whether we will have the similar or some more or less similar results. So this is the one assessment. After that, from one lab, the results what you have processed, it will be the same sample again will be given to the other lab who is already NABL accredited. So first, in between the you can say colleagues or in between the staff, so intra staff assessment, then now the inter lab assessment. So you will get the, suppose you get the similar results. Now the third part is you have to do the all the process on first day, and on the other day or on the second day you have to do the same process. You should get the same results as you got it today. in front of them now. So that much assessment they do. So they will check each and every individual's CV also, how much he has the experience in doing things. And no, during our time there wasn't a physically assessment, so we all have that cameras on mobile. So we did very fluently, and actually we got very surprising remark from them. So one of the auditor said to us, we are, as an auditor, we are fortunate enough to assess people like you. So it was like we are watching the poetry. So your movement is like poetry, so smooth. So, and why that compliment stuck with me. Again, when you come with the nature, or you wanted to align with the nature, you should be like poetry, you should be like water, you should be so smooth to flow. So I took that compliment very seriously. And actually, positive side of COVID gave me my confidence back. So COVID means, throughout the pressure or throughout the precise work, it enriched me from the inside. So almost we were handling 4,500 samples each day, and we are also maintaining the TAT. So in the Pune we were around 2 to 3 number in the processing the samples. So we were fighting with the metropolis, or uh, Krishna Diagnostics. So we were working up to their marks, or up to their limits. So COVID has given me a lot, and the experience was quite
COVID
means.
has given me a lot means, do you have any lesson from COVID-19?
Uh, yes, lesson is that, means, no doubt you are working under the pressure. Simultaneously you are maintaining the TAT, means within 24 hours from the sample you received, you have to give the results. And the samples were around 4,000, 3,000, or 4,500. So that much precise you have to work. Also it has again given me the uh, philosophically, uh, in what sense, there were calls from the hospitals used to come us, and from the other side they will say the patient is already dead, just we wanted to know whether it was positive or negative. So accordingly we will do the remaining rituals. So I have seen the uh, death in a single means within a single family, 4, 4, 5, 5 deaths were there due to the COVID. So again, it taught me like nothing is permanent. So live your life with each and every day, or with hour, or as much as you can live it within the moment. Live it. You don't have, you can't carry, no doubt you should see the dreams, or you should follow the dreams, but on the other side you should always think there are the chances I will not be there in the next hour
What is
or
the
next.
philosophy of life according to you?
For me, uh, live the life more maturely, in the sense, just attach with the nature, go with the nature. Don't consider yourself as a uh, higher conscious being. Live your dreams and let others live also. So I feel very bad about the people when they do not understand about the, suppose, about the trees or about the animals. They kill for their fun or for their greed. So I don't like that. And for me, create your own world. No doubt, you will not, your wish will not be fulfilled in the surroundings or in the world. So create your own world, have your own world where you live on your own rules or on your own path, but that path and that rules should be uh, more will favor to the nature, and not it will damage or not it will harm. So throughout the means throughout my life I tried to follow that philosophy. No doubt, no, there will not be 100% I got the things or things. Some part will remain unsolved, some answer will be some questions will be unanswered, but you have to go, you have to choose your path and you have to follow. So that was nice experience. So even one, there are many anecdotes which I can say. Also there was call from the Dubai. So that lady, she wanted to do the uh, uh, test in my lab. So she was thinking that lab, I am the owner of that lab. So she said you have means uh, before means prior to that call or prior to that those messages, I had given the uh, uh, I had test her sample before, but I wasn't aware because uh, thousands of samples were coming. But when she went back to the Dubai, she called me from there and she said I wanted to give my sample to your lab only, and I don't believe in other labs. So that faith was there in me. There were the samples from my staff, my NIV staff also, they gave me. Though we were not good with our what I can say, there were conflicts in between us while working in the NIV, but still they believed in me. They sent their relatives samples to me. So somewhere they were sure that this guy will do justice to those samples. So I'm, for that reason I'm always will be grateful for that. Though I don't believe in the God, but I will say I will be grateful for this opportunity which God has given. And uh, somewhere that instinct was there, so I wasn't afraid while working in the during the pandemic. I never uh, feel like what if I died here. So I was happy, if even if I had died there, I was living my dream, because that was my dream, working with the viruses or working in the pandemics and working in the outbreaks. But my family, my mom and dad, they were afraid, and they called me and they said, "Come back. We will arrange something, and just come back." So a pinch of patriotism was there, and I said, "No, my country needs me. My country needs my skills, so I will work here." And first time my mom and dad, they video called me, and what has happened? So there were saloons were not open at that time. So I trimmed my hair, and I totally trimmed I bald. Totally I was bald, and and in that period call, they said to video call, and I video called them, and when they saw me, they feel like he had infected with the COVID, and
Okay.
and that's why he is looking like that. And so they started crying on the phone. But that was the first time my mom and dad
Okay.
video called me. So some interesting things were there. So and while working in the in IV, I always used to feel like what the hell I'm doing in the lab. People are enjoying their lives. People are out on the roads. They are going with their, what we can say, better halves, or they are going with their boyfriend, girlfriends, or with the family. And how the hell I'm living my life? I'm working Saturday, Sundays, days and night in the lab. But somehow I feel when I came onto the road, now the whole world was inside. So I feel, yes, this is my aura. When I came onto the road, now the world is inside inside their homes.
See, I
So
have one question regarding this. That during 2000, I think COVID-19 period, particularly, everyone was at home. A large portion of humanity was completely wiped out, and right now we are the ones who survived. Okay, so when I think about this, that my question is that why are we alive? Why I wasn't part of the larger extent which has been wiped out?
yes,
So again, it is a natural selection, or I don't know whether there is a process where there is selection kind of thing. I don't believe in that also. But again, question comes that why we? Why
okay.
we are the ones who survived?
I think somewhere I read it or heard it. Love kills us. So it is very strong in the sense uh, of viral infections. If your closer ones are taking care of you, they are the first one who will get infected. So indirectly love is killing you. So somehow I believe like nature is telling, just you should love the other.
Coronavirus taught us that there is no attachment kind of thing.
No,
There
not
is no such what people say that
attachments or
eternal love or my soul, do
soulmate.
jism ek jaan. So
Uh,
there is no concept like that. I am there. I will tell you what is attachment. When I attach, you will detach. I will teach you what is detachment.
yes, that is what again I say. Once you connect with the nature, you will try. You will, once you harmonize with it, na, it will take care of you. I feel like.
Yeah, but sir, at the same moment, we are mortal beings. We are
Yes,
mortal
yes,
beings.
yes. No
So
doubt.
we don't have time to harmonize with nature. Nature is too huge,
Yes, yes, yes.
having a diversified structure.
Yeah.
Again, if we try to be in a harmonized state with nature, aging is there.
Yes, no doubt we will age. We will die, no doubt. I am not saying that is we are immortals, but somehow once you try to understand the language of the universe, somehow I feel like universe take care of
Yeah.
your being
Yes.
or your conscious. So that's why I feel like though I remained within this around the samples, I didn't get infected. But again, it is the matter of chance. I means up to certain limit there is the matter of chance. Up to certain limit,
Again, I feel you are connecting thought process again here, because
uh,
when we were working in the lab, we had a thought process that it is not existing. We are doing the samples, and it is like regular work for us.
yes,
But those who are at home, they were considering it like, yeah, this is a disease,
mm,
pandemic, stay at home. Oh, it will happen to me. Neighbor, they are
mm,
having now, it will reach to us also. So that kind of thing is again thought process really matter.
yes matters. And we were telling the people have good sleep, eat good food.
And we were not sleeping.
We were working.
We
Means
are doing. We are in the
20
ship.
21 hours we
We
were
are in
working
different ships.
throughout, and we were not getting sleep. Even during the first wave, even we didn't get the food also,
Yeah.
because canteens were closed, mess were
Yes.
closed. So literally we slept.
Food what we researched, it was rice,
Yes, no, literally we ate in the Parle-G biscuits and we slept.
salads.
Uh, Literally we slept by eating the Parle-G. So we were telling the people follow these things, and literally we were doing the
We opposite
contrast
with
things.
family of coronavirus.
Yes. So and yes, that was the best thing I feel, and I feel always proud. So proud before pandemic, I can say there wasn't anything to feel proud about myself, but the pandemic and service within the pandemic, no doubt I got the price, or I
So
get
what
the
do you think about these microbial entities? Whenever I think about them, it is again a kind of unresolved question for me. It started with, I think one of the biggest we had was plague
mm,
through bacteria. Then there was smallpox because of virus. Then there was malaria because of protozoan. So it is like they are also,
They are evolving. They
they
are
are
also.
playing their ikkas.
Yes.
Okay, every time some ikka is coming out and doing some kind of wiping out a kind of thing,
Yeah.
maintain the, I don't know whether they are trying to maintain the equilibrium or not,
Mm.
but still, whenever I think about it, then we had this pandemic that is because of coronavirus, again viral infection. So do you think that in upcoming time or in near future we will have this kind of again
Yes.
threat,
Threat,
threat like
and
thing,
basically,
and this time who is gonna come we don't know.
we don't know. We don't know, but just we look for last 20-25 years, airborne diseases or airborne viruses are more, and we already are compromised with our lung systems, due to the pollutions, or the people have the smoking and drinking habits. So already we are compromised with our lung system, and there are the chances of airborne diseases, airborne either virus or bacteria.
As compared to all other medium,
Yes, yes, they have more
what do you
chances.
think about water system
We can control. We can purify the
because
water.
of purifiers?
We can purify our water, or we try to avoid. Suppose where is the contaminated water source, but for us, definitely we have to take the oxygen from the air. We don't have the options for that.
Okay.
So airborne diseases, specifically again, I feel somewhere from the coronavirus family will come again, because they have the better chances. They are no, they are the uh, uh, airborne, and they have more in rodents and in bats. So shifting to the humans, they have more chances. No doubt, intermediate host will be there, but they will choose again. They will choose us again, I feel.
Okay, what do you think about mortality?
In what
Means
sense?
mortal beings like us.
Yes, we will die, no doubt. But we can, somehow I feel like we can increase our longevity up to certain limits, and the best thing is, you might have heard about the rabbits. It or yes, rabbit. Okay, rabbit. We will take the example of the rabbit. It breathes very fast, and as compared to rabbit, suppose tortoise are there. Are the slow breathing animals are those who have the slow heart rate, are the chances, they have the chances of longevity more. And it is true, uh, in case of humans also, those who are doing yogas and meditations, they are lowering down their expressions, or they are lowering down their heartbeats, and again I will say they are living more harmoniously, because again less expression will give you peace of mind.
But it is because of the thought process they have made. Okay, having a chaos in mind and having a simplified version
Version.
in the mind. So everything
Yes,
is particular and know, you know everything about in detail.
yes,
You know everything in detail. So that is a clarification of mind, I think,
yes.
somewhere. So
But
clarified minds will have good
it is
chances of.
bringing inside the
Yeah,
more,
sure.
again harmony or rhythm inside you, and you, the calm mind have the better, uh, better or best ability to solve the problems. So the decision, even you or me, when we will look back to uh, our life, there were the incidences where we expressed very rapidly, or later on we thought like, if I couldn't have done this or that, the answer or the uh, fate will be the kind of difference.
What do you think about reality?
we have our own reality. We each and everyone, we have our own bubble of reality. So inside that, that's why we don't have
Do you think reality is one, or there are multiple realities?
there are multiple realities, but again, uh, you are mature enough, you can tangle with the other realities or other people's
Means
reality. Means somehow you might have feel in your life, or you see that person first time, but still you find the connections, or within
so you believe in parallel words?
I believe in parallel worlds. I believe in that empathy you connect with, irrespective of your distances, irrespective of your race, ethnicity, or religion. So again, I would like to mention that interstellar movies on that dialogue, love transcends the time. So we are not, still we are not able to understand what is love or what is God. So
But
we
at the same moment, you do not know about time.
yes, we do not
So
know about
first need to understand the time, then
time.
we will understand how it transcends.
Yes, and but somehow you feel more connect with few peoples. You feel uh, within the first meeting also, you try to stay away from that vibes. So it is there, that pattern, that memory is there inside you, which choose. But you should be mature enough to choose that that particular situation, because most of the people, I feel like maybe 90-95% people are living like animals only. They didn't try to enrich their consciousness or develop or adapt, or that didn't try to evolve with the consciousness. So they are living this life similar like animals. They are doing their works and they are dying, but very few people will actually realize the meaning of life. And nature wanted that in the same way, because nature loves entropy, nature loves disorder. So everything which is going in the disorder, nature loves a lot. And that's why I feel like nature, why we are not immortal, because nature don't like the reality, oh sorry, order. So what we are doing, we are taking the oxygen inside, that is rough, right? And we are uh, degrading, or you can, we are chopping down the glucose molecules, and we are using the energy. So we are in the ordered form inside us, right? We are taking the raw materials, we are creating something, and we are trying to find out the orders. But up to certain limit, again, as I said, we will die, the people will, animals will die, and again disorder will form, again the consciousness will break, again the protein will degrade, protein will lose its uh, ability to work or function, because its domains are not there, or proper confirmation is not there. So similarly, things run. So we can increase the longevity, but no doubt we have to die, so that the new generation, new evolutions will come, or new, maybe in future we will get vanished, and some other, maybe from this earth, or some where from somewhere else will dominate it.
When I think about reality, I consider it as more practical. I
Yes,
don't
it
know.
is.
I would like to know your take on this. What I'm saying right now. When I think about reality, I consider it as a past, present, and future. I consider past because I have memory. I know what has happened. In the present, I know about the past. My entire past, I know at some extent. And every second of this, every second of what is happening right now, creating future. So future version of mine is there. I know about it. So I consider as a practical point of view, reality is one. Okay. I usually do not. consider as a, for example, is there time travel possible, or is there, can we go into the future? Again, I in a way, no doubt, nature likes chaos. At the same moment, it tries to be in the equilibrium,
Yes, yes,
and it puts effort to make that equilibrium, fails, again rise, again fails, again rise, and it is happening, and we are seeing
yes,
that. So whenever I think about parallel worlds or going back in the time, going in the future, I feel like why humanity always thinks about ourselves. Why you don't think about the microbial entities?
yes. We should.
Microbial entities at the same moment you are having genomic content of some other viruses also, as well as other bacteria also. You are having intestinal some of the bacteria. Your organs are having some portion of some amount of bacteria in minute amount, maybe, but again they are present. So in the present, if you go in the future, you are carrying these bacteria to that version. If you go into the past, you're carrying these bacteria to that. So again, when quantum comes, this atomic configuration that right now I'm having, it's quite different than the past,
Yes,
and in the
yes,
future it is having a different configuration.
yes, yes,
So why to disturb that configuration? If I go into the past, to those configuration was in the past, now seeing that configuration of futuristic version in my
mm,
past,
mm,
I'm considering myself in the when I go into the past, I consider myself in the present, but for that my past version, it is saying the future version,
yes,
and for me that time I'm considering my present version, going into the past, considering present version, it is actually my future.
mm, yes.
So when I
Time
think
travel.
about the shuffling of, this is my thought process, what I'm thinking.
Yes.
What about the atomic configurations?
Mm,
If you're saying that the information is stored in the DNA,
yes.
and if you go into the extent where information is in a string, what that strings are doing? They are seeing their versions. Not I'm just seeing the version. They
Yes.
are also in a trouble that they are seeing their own versions.
Yes.
Even the
Yes.
versions that bacteria are seeing that futuristic version
Mm, yes.
of themselves. If I consider that virus infects and it is having strategies, okay. So from present, we are going into the past and telling that this is the coronavirus version. See this and make the changes.
Mm,
Maybe coronavirus will not enter in the 2019, it will be earlier.
yes.
So what do you think about it?
Just
Whenever
time.
humanity thinks about it, it thinks from our side,
Our
not from the other
perspective.
perspective like microbial entities.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Time travel is not possible, and it is not
What do you
in.
think about that chaos?
It will create.
Huh?
Yes. Yes. It will create. I had seen a movie. I forget. I forgot its name, and it was very old. I think I had seen that 25 years before, I guess, and I never seen it again. So I have very raw memory of it. So there was this concept where the ultra luxurious people, they were playing the game of when they are playing game kind of time traveling. So they used to go back into the dinosaur era, and they will kill the dinosaur with their gun, and again they will come back just to experience that adrenaline rush, or you can say uh, experience that what mm, just to experience that things with the dinosaur and uh, forest. And what happens, but there is the rule for that game: you shouldn't cross that river, because somewhere in the past the dinosaur will come there and it will die there. So it is in the past already, so it was the past, but you shouldn't go out of that river. And what happens, in one incident, the people came back from that time travel machine, and suddenly nature starts changing, and the plants, they dominate the world, and they suddenly will start coming from the doors, from the windows, and they will wrap around the buildings. So scientists or the people, they do not understand what is happening, and what they found, on someone's shoes, that one kite had died, because uh, when dinosaur came closer to him or her, he or she came out of that river, and below her shoes, that kite or that butterfly uh, died. So see the consequences. So that butterfly, she was a female, okay, so she was going to pollinate several plants.
Okay.
She was going to lay several eggs. So all that eggs might, some of them will survive. They might have pollinated again more flowers. So on that flowers or on the trees, more, you can say, uh, birds might have come, or the animals have settled down, or they have lived. So microbial ecosystem as well as macrobial ecosystem has disturbed, and it is for millions of years.
Do you believe in ordered entropy?
You have to put efforts for that ordered entropy. There is,
No, I'm not going to put effort. I'm talking about nature.
that is what I am saying. Nature, nature loves chaos, but it plays with uh,
Because what
those.
you explain, it is ordered dystopy.
Yes, yes, it is ordered dystrophy, and as well as uh, the nature has given us the higher consciousness, right? So it is trying to test us on the order entropy and dystrophy, and that is what I feel like. It is saying, just I have given you the life, just play with your own, and I will see whether you play with order entropy dystrophy, or what you are going to create the chaos in the ecosystem or in the nature. That is what I feel like. So it is our responsibility, as we have the higher consciousness, we have to be more, remain aligned or more thoughtful in our lives.
Break you.